Good evening, everyone. So, yesterday we talked about cleaning the energy in our homes. Tonight we're going to talk about cleaning the energy that we personally carry around because sometimes that stagnant energy that we feel where we're feeling drained, weighed down, it's not just in our environment because we can have our environment cleaned up like we did yesterday. But what about the emotional baggage that we carry around on a daily basis? The pressures that we feel on a day to day, the energy that we throw around like it's candy, but forget to actually remember to separate what's our energy and what's everybody else's. If you've been feeling drained, foggy, or irritated for no clear reason, it could be just your nervous system begging you to give it a moment to settle. And this isn't failure on any basis. It's often just a sign that your energy field has picked up way too much around you and it's time to do a little bit of an assessment. Not about cutting people off or fixing yourself or doing anything crazy and extreme. Just taking a moment to recognize what's your energy, what isn't your energy, and giving yourself permission to release all of the extras that are just not aligning with what you need and to progress and be okay. Not necessarily awesome, but okay. Because that's what we try to go for, is just the minimum okay feels. So that's why tonight we're going to go over a couple things. One of those is a cord check-in with a little bit of a journaling practice, a 5-minute biofield brush meditation, and a small practical declutter practice for your energetic work because, hey, if you're anything like me, sometimes you actually do have to do a little more physical work than mental work to start really clearing everything out just because you're that intertwined with your spiritual and physical self. So let's get started with the first portion of our beautiful night of how can we be our best self for the entire year. So I mentioned a little bit ago about, energetic cords, and these are more than just your relationship ones, which I'm sure all of you are thinking. We're not talking just romantic relationships. These are cords in general, because everyone that we interact with, whether on an occasional basis or a regular basis, we form an energetic connection with, which is the cord. And those aren't necessarily good or bad. We form them quite literally through the care, responsibility, and work that we put in. And sometimes even the stress that gets thrown in as well. The issue isn't the cords existing. It's the unconscious cords that keep on pulling on your energy without your consent. Now, I'm not going to lie, I'm one of those that I heavily advise against, note the word against, cord cutting, because those do have energetic ripples. I will always encourage loosening those cords and letting them fall away on their own time. But we can get into another video about that later. If you would like a whole video on cord cutting and the ethics of it all, feel free to comment cord cut, and I'm all too happy to make an entire thing for it. But for right now, let's talk about checking in with those cords and seeing which ones are we definitely needing to maintain because they align with what we need, and which ones do we need to start loosening so that it can stop draining our energy and stop pulling us away from where we need to go and be. So let's start this off real easy, okay? First, we're going to get in the right mindset, and that is just sitting comfortably and bring awareness to your body, because your body is more often than not your best notification of what's going on with you and your nervous system. I want you to notice your chest, your shoulders, all the places that may feel a little tight, heavy, or a little overly energetic. For me, if I know that something is taking too much of my energy, I'll feel a tightness in my chest. My shoulders will feel stiff as boards, and I got to keep on rolling them to try and figure out how to, feel a little more able to move more fluidly. Or if I know it's a very active, kind of an anger-inducing energy, I'll feel my hands tingle just because of how much energy is radiating that cries to be used. But once you've taken stock of yourself and how different places are feeling, whether it's tight, heavy, whatever it may be, I want you to ask yourself, what am I holding on to that isn't mine right now? And just kind of let that question sit and kind of stew in your brain for a minute. Okay? Don't force images. Don't try and think of any specific thing, because that may actually trick you into thinking that your issues are one instead of an entirely opposite one. But while you're sitting and just letting your thoughts run where they need to on what are you holding that isn't yours, you may notice a role that you carry, be it as a provider or as the ever-present best friend for those that are taking more than giving. Or you may notice a responsibility that isn't really yours. Say you keep on taking over a task that you know is somebody else's, but you can't help yourself. You keep on taking on that extra energy that just isn't yours. Or you may feel something like an urgency or a pressure or a guilt tied to anything in your home, your work, whatever that may be. Just let those thoughts come and take a few notes along the way, because that'll also help out with these questions that you should be asking yourself while you're doing this cord check-in. Now, a couple of those questions that you may want to ask yourself. What emotions are feeling the loudest in my body right now? Is it guilt? Is it frustration? Is it emptiness? Now, once you address those feels, ask yourself, did I choose this feeling? Or did I absorb it from somewhere else? Am I absorbing someone else's disappointment in how I am putting in my best effort? Am I absorbing someone else's sorrow because I feel like I should do more to cheer them up? When honestly, let's keep it in mind, you are one person and people do make their own choices. Another question is, who benefits from you feeling the feels you feel? Is it you? Are you benefiting from all of it? Or is someone else able to take away that energy from you? And lastly, what would shift if I gave it back, gently and without blame? What would change in your life if you chose to release those extra emotions, release those extra roles that just aren't yours? Not shove them back in a horrible, violent way, but just slowly start saying, not mine. Not my circus, not my monkeys. It's a great saying. Now, once you've gotten through all of that, to kind of help you get started, I want you to try this affirmation. Okay? I release what was never mine to carry. It's simple, it's small, but it's powerful when you choose to use it. When you choose to finally let go of the energy that isn't yours and all of the roles that are not yours, you'll find that you are starting to actually go towards the path that you were always meant to be on. Because it's great to be there for everyone, it truly is. But if it's draining you more than helping you, it's time to let it go. It's time to loosen up those cords. Just remember, you don't need to solve anything today or tomorrow or even next week. Awareness alone starts to loosen those cords so that you can break free. Now, let's say that you've already kind of noticed the cords in your life that you either need to improve on or loosen, depending on the case. Let's talk about a way to clear residual energy without shaking dust out of fabric, okay? It's not going to be a hard beat like you would your rugs or your tablecloth, okay? This is just going to be a nice, gentle releasing things from your system using a quick little meditation. Now, get in a comfy position, because hey, no growth ever happens if you're not comfy, right? So whether that's laying back in your favorite chair, laying in your favorite nook in the wall, or even just sitting cross-legged on the floor, get comfortable and let's do a couple of quick breaths, okay? In for 5, hold 2, out for 7, 3 times. You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold. And release. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now let's do that 2 more times. In, hold, and out. And again. In, hold, and out. Now I want you to close your eyes and imagine a soft, neutral light around your body, about arm's length out. Just a nice, beautiful, soft cocoon of light. Now, using your hands or just your awareness, start at the top and brush downward. From the top of your head, down past your shoulders, from your arms, down past your hands, from your chest and your back, releasing outward, from your hips, down your legs to your feet, into the ground. Now, with every downward motion, release what doesn't belong to you. All of the guilt, all of the anger, the disappointment. As you're brushing your awareness down, brush away all of the energy that isn't yours with it. And as you're brushing it away, silently repeat to yourself, "This is not mine. I release it." Now, as you're releasing all of that energy, when you feel ready, imagine all of that excess energy draining into the earth, being composted and neutralized, and becoming pure energy once again. And afterward, stand up, stretch, and do your best not to let that energy come back. Now, you know me, I like to add a little bit of mundane with the magic. So, with this last exercise, we're going to do an energetic clearing, much like yesterday's with the washing of our areas to get rid of the stagnant energy in our home. We're going to do an energetic clearing with a physical anchor in one small area. Now, this isn't about cleaning your whole space, just one little spot to help keep that momentum of getting rid of energy that isn't yours going. Now, this could be your purse or a backpack, a drawer, your car. I know I got a lot of stuff in mine. Or even a digital folder or email threads. Okay? Just pick one small spot to start with. And if you have that energy just kind of giving you that level of momentum to hit more spaces, go with it. Go with it. Because that means that you are getting rid of a lot of energy, and you might as well do it while you got it, right? Now, what you're going to do with any of these areas that you chose to start with, you're going to remove anything that feels obligatory that actually isn't your obligation. This could be someone else's paperwork that you chose to keep track of for them. This could be notes that you know are not for your life, but somebody else's that should have been taking care of it the whole time. Or outdated. Do you have paperwork that has been weighing on your mind that has been resolved, but you kind of still hold on to it? Get rid of it. Or even old photos, old notes that only are from a past that is no longer part of your present. If it feels heavy for whatever reason, or anything that says I should keep this energy without any good reason to keep it, anything that feels along those lines, it's time to chuck, donate, whatever it is that will be best for you to get rid of that energy that isn't yours. Now, as you're removing these items and hopefully feeling lighter as you do, I want you to remind yourself with this little phrase: this no longer needs my energy. This no longer serves my highest good. Now, obviously, use your best judgment on all of that stuff. If it is something that you actually do need to keep for whatever reason, on an actual basis of it is for your best good or it's necessary for now. No matter how heavy it is, unfortunately, keep it. But things that are not serving your highest good right now, or just are draining your energy with no good purpose at the end of it, chuck it, donate it, whatever it is. Just remember, with any of these exercises, there is no blame or pressure or punishment for having energetic clutter. Energy clutter builds because we're empathic, responsible, and just trying to do good in the world. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But you are allowed to put energy down that isn't yours. You are allowed to hand feelings back to their proper owner. And you are allowed to rest without explaining why. And anytime that you can't do a full exercise, or anytime that you feel like you're carrying energy that is just too freaking heavy and you know it's not yours, you are always welcome to use this affirmation: I honor my energy by choosing what I carry. I honor my energy by choosing what I carry. If any of this helped you at all, please feel free to save the video, whatever it is you need to do. Anytime that your body feels louder than your mind, you don't have to be perfect. You just need to be present for you. Because if you aren't present for you, the people that do need you, that do serve your highest good, are going to be the less for it. And not only that, you will be too. You need you as much as everybody else, if not more. I appreciate all of you being here. Take care of yourself tonight. And remember, you don't have to carry energy that isn't yours any longer than you choose to.